This is Elder Song of the Magic Online clan Seraphim, and I'm here with another cube draft. So let's take a look at what we've got here. Interesting. Alright, so it looks like green is the color that's really standing out in this particular pack. In terms of green, let's see, there's Thornling, Plow Under, Call the Herd Harrow. Trestodon's okay, more of like a reanimate target. And actually just looking at kind of what's going on in this pack, green-black seems like a pretty good color. Uh, Look at all that. It's even a dual land for green-black. So I think I'm probably going to try to go into those colors. We'll see what happens. So I guess here the card I'm thinking about taking probably is Thornling. Probably the best card in here. I'm not exactly sure. Plow Under is definitely good. I think Thornling, though, just being a mythic, is more attractive to most players and will force them into green faster than any of these other cards. So hopefully maybe Harrow comes back, or possibly Putrefy. That way I can take, at least if the Putrefy comes back, I can probably assume that no one else is playing in my colors. So here I'm going to go ahead and snatch up Thornling. Alright, so if you take a look here, first of all, the best card, the only card, only green card in the pack is Chameleon Colossus. And really though, that's actually quite a good card. The other choices here for like green black would be like Consuming Vapors or Chainer's Edict, which are also quite good. Likewise, could go green blue. There's several awesome blue cards in here, notably Cryptic Command, Mind Control, Frantic Search. Mystic Snake, not really the kind of card I'm usually looking for. But no, I think here I'd rather just cut off my main color and take this Chameleon Colossus and pass the rest of this pack. I don't really need to branch off into a second color right now, and I'll let someone else, jump into that blue if they need to. So taking a look here, sort of the same things going on. The best card, once again, probably is the Rampaging Baloth, which also happens to be the green card in the pack that we want. In terms of other good cards, Basilisk Collar, Disfigure is also good. Relic Warder is okay. Let's see, Ink Eyes, not so much. It's a black card that I'm not really that fond of. So here I'm pretty happy to take Rampaging Baloth and just keep on cutting off green, and we'll see where that leads us. Alright, so here's our first pack without any green cards whatsoever. So we're going to have to make a choice of what kind of color we want to branch into. Personally, I really do like white, just as a color. But that's not to say that we want to go into that color especially. One thing that I do like about possibly pairing up green with red is that red has a lot of removal, which traditionally is kind of what green's a bit weak on. So that said, I don't know. I think probably I would like to take a Chandra Nalar here, just being the best card in the pack probably, and staying away from white. And generally, red's not that hard of a color to break into because you don't need. Red operates perfectly fine as more of a support color, just because generally you want to play it for removal. And I have no problem taking like Chandra Nalar and some red removal over some kind of decent blue and white cards, but nothing too special. So here I'm pretty happy to go ahead and take a Chandra. Alright, so here, kind of back into black again. Almost makes me wish, though, I had gone white, now that I'm looking at some of the cards here, because obviously Mirari's Wake is quite good. Lone Lion, also a pretty good card. So that all said, I might want to just go ahead and pass up the red here, and go ahead and grab like a Mirari's Wake, and hopefully get the Lone Lion back. Or possibly even a Wall of Omens, but I think this is a solid card to pick. So we've got green. We've also got red, white, black, white. It just gets weirder and weirder. I don't think I want to play Armageddon in this kind of deck. That said, don't really see what else here I'd want to take besides probably the Roar of the Worm. Not a bad card. Also, there's this Hero of Oxid Ridge. I'm not sure 100% what kind of deck I've got so far. And I guess really between determining whether or not we actually want to play Mirari's Wake, it's a good card, certainly. Will help us play some big beasts, but then Hero of Oxid Ridge also is pretty sweet. I don't know, I don't think I can pass it up. I think Roar of the Worm is good, but not better than a Hero of Oxford Ridge, so I'm going to go ahead and take that and pass the rest of this pack. And that might have been a good idea because here we've got Stark and Vol, which I do actually like quite a bit. That set is also a Draga Tree Speaker, which I would like to have. Possibly even a Crozen Tusker, which is nice. But I think Stark and Vol is just better in general, and I do like the card a lot. Some people don't. I feel like, though, it's a pretty powerful Planeswalker. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a Stark and Vol here. And probably now that I've got these cards, fairly certain that I'm going to be going green and red, which I do like as an archetype. It's pretty solid, and I'm, pleased to be in those colors. So hopefully we'll keep getting lucky and have more of those cards and those colors passed to us. Alright, so next pack, let's take a look. We've actually got 3 pretty good green cards here. Wickerbell Elder's pretty tempting, just because of the fact that it destroys artifact and enchantment. It's nice for removal, and you do typically have several good targets. Then again, Obstinate Bailoff is quite good. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're not going to see these cards again. So pretty important which green card we snap up here. Arashi will take care of any flying creatures, but then again, Wickerbell Elder takes care of artifacts and enchantments, and it's a nice 4/4 for 4. Actually, pretty good value. Then again, so is the Bailoff and the Wickerbell Elder, so those are pretty similar in their utility, but I guess I'd prefer to take the Wickerbell Elder here, just because it has a bit more utility, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that. I would like the Arashi, but unfortunately not going to be able to get that back. So let's see. This is an interesting pick. We're not going to be going black and green. That's not happening anymore, not with the cards we've gotten so far. So really our choices are between Terrastodon and Plow Under. I like Terrastodon. That being said, probably not the right deck for him. Plow Under looks good, and it seems like it'd be really good on tempo. I think I'm going to go ahead and take that. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and grab Plow Under. I haven't used that card before, so I'll go ahead and see how that works. Here, not anything that exciting. Stormbind's in our colors. Not necessarily, though, an effect I particularly like. Might have been, well, not really anything we have that works well with that. I'm not sure why I would really want to have that card. Maybe to take care of mana flooding. Almost feel like I'd rather just hate another card out of this deck. Then again, I have seen someone use Stormbind effectively, and it is in the cube, so it should be good. It's hard to say whether I want to hate a Mind Control or a Frantic Search over it, but I think first pack might as well take cards I can actually play and then hate later on. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a Stormbind and see whether that was a mistake or not later in the game. So Crater Helion is actually quite a good card. And I'm pretty happy to pull that into my deck. So there's that. And here we've got Pillage or Earth Kami. And we can destroy artifact or land, or we can destroy a target artifact and have a creature at the same time. Pillage, I don't think, is really that great of an effect. I'm not really into land destruction, especially not in this kind of a deck where I want to be kind of more aggressive. So I think I'll keep the Earth Kami as sort of a sideboard card against maybe a deck that has lots of good artifacts. But Pillage, I'll go ahead and pass. I don't really want to play a card like that. Sacred Mesa, no. Desolation Angel, no, not really. But I do, like I said, I don't like land destruction, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the Angel and get rid of that. And Gerard's Verdict, definitely don't want to be discarding cards from my opponent. And the Signet. Alright, so here we are in the third pack. Or second pack, sorry. So second pack, and we've got some decent black cards, but otherwise not that much too exciting. A good blue card, a decent red card, and the Hermit's actually pretty good. Sword of Vengeance is not bad either. Could play Jungle Shrine and then throw in a third color, but not really seeing anything. I mean, I don't really have any white cards worth playing besides Mirari's Wake, which maybe makes me want to play the third color, because Mirari's Wake actually is quite good. That said, though, I think I'd rather take a creature here and hope the land wheels. This pack is pretty empty of things that I want, so if I take maybe the Thilonite Hermit and just pass. It's not really anything else in this pack I really want besides maybe a Sword of Vengeance. But the Hermit just looks like it'll be better in the long run, so I'm going to grab that and hopefully get that Naya land back. Alright, so this pack is pretty good for our deck. So, in terms of cards, Starstorm's Knives, All Fire is interesting. The cards, though, that I'm looking at especially are Troll Ascetic, Cultivate, and Kodama's Reach. Troll Ascetic is nice, and Kodama's Reach and Cultivate are both also pretty nice. These two cards essentially do the same thing, if I'm reading them correctly. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab Cultivate because I like the card, I like the picture on that a little bit better than Kodama's Reach. Hopefully, we'll either the Kodama's Reach or the Troll Aesthetic. I'm fine with either of those, and that's the plan in this pack. Gemhide Sliver, not the best card, but also wouldn't be a terrible card to wheel depending on what happens in the rest of the pack. Alright, so another quite good pack. This one's interesting. So we have the choice here of some mana acceleration in the form of Noble Hierarch, or we could just go straight into Acidic Slime for some land destruction, enchantment removal, artifact removal, etc. For the most part, though, I kind of like going for the Noble Hierarchs because of the fact that, that seems interesting. I'm not exactly 100% sure on this one. I like the Hierarch, the Acidic Slime may wheel, and the other choice would be like to grab a Goblin Guide or something, because kind of get a more of an aggressive strategy, perhaps. The Goblin Guide wouldn't be too bad. It looks like green's pretty well cut off. I'm not 100% sure on this pick either. Oh, this is tough. I'm going to go ahead and grab the Goblin Guide, actually, and hopefully wheel one of the other two green cards in here. And speaking of good green cards, well, let's see. There are really, I guess, 3 cards in here that I like. Elder, Rancor, and Forgotten Ancients. I like the Rancor, just because, no, it's just a solid, really solid card. Yavimaya Elder, though, is quite good as well. Land acceleration plus card draw. I think I'm going to have to go ahead and grab that. Hopefully get past either the Rancor or the Forgotten Ancients again. I'd even take a Keldon Marauder out of this pack, but I like the Elder here for some reason. I guess because I played with him before and he's been quite good. Alright, so let's take a look. We've got some red removal in the form of Volcanic Hammer, and we've also got Eternal Witness, which is a good card, and Mold Shambler, and also Viridian Shaman. Cards are all pretty similar. I think here I'm going to go ahead and take the Eternal Witness. There are plenty of ways to kill artifacts if we need to, and I just like being able to bring back one of my creatures from the graveyard. Those are Sensei's Top. Not sure that's the card I want to be playing in this kind of deck, even though I guess Top is just a good card in any deck. But I'm going to go ahead and keep on cutting off green and let someone else do the top. Oh, okay, so here are a few choices. We can grab an Indrix Stomp Howler and get that card going for us. We can grab a dual land here in the form of Temple Garden to make sure we can play our Mirari's Wake. Both these cards seem worth it. I'm going to go ahead and take some mana fixing here, and hopefully the Stomp Howler will come back. Speaking of, it's also a Kasali Pride Mage. Then again, I don't anticipate playing that much white, and because of that, I think I'd rather just go ahead and take this Nantucket Vigilante, which essentially does the same thing as the Pride Mage, just for a little bit more. But it'll be a lot easier to play in this deck. Alright, what's better in a green deck than a green Sun Zenith? Seems like quite a good card to be playing. Only other card I would consider taking out of this pack, probably Gitu Slinger, and really not that excited by that. So Green Sun's Unit seems like quite a good card to pull off out of this pack. We do have a few good targets: Bailoff, Colossus, Thornling, and let's see what else we've got. Hermit, Elder. So yeah, quite a few cards I can pull out of there with the Green Sun Zenith, which I'm pretty excited about. So let's see, the Jungle Shrine did wheel. I'm gonna go ahead and take that because it seems like it's good for mana fixing. Like I said, the only card out of this pack that I might consider playing would be Sword of Vengeance. Binds of Escort is good, but not that amazing. And I think Jungle Shrine is being able to play the Mirari's Wake plus have a duel to help us play the red cards just seems like a better plan overall. Alright, so unfortunately, the other green cards in this pack didn't wheel, and all we got left is just this Gem Hide Sliver, which might be the pick anyway. Sundering Titan might be a good pick. We do seem to have some pretty good ramping, and having a big bomb seems like a nice plan. And Gem Hide Sliver is not so vital that we can't make up for it some other way. So I think that way I'm just going to take the Sundering Titan and take away maybe a Tinker target from somebody and plus give us something to ramp up into. So we do have quite a few ways to pull it off. Well, even though the green cards in our last pack didn't wheel, at least we have the Acidic Slime. So really it comes down between like Acidic Slime and possibly Pyroclasm. I'm not that worried about aggressive decks with the deck I've got going so far, so Pyroclasm is not that big of a deal, and really it doesn't do that much against my deck anyway, so I'm not worried about it being used against me. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Acidic Slime. It's just a good tempo card, and also we get a Rancor, which is sweet. So I'm pleased about that, for sure. And Viridian Shaman wheels, we have the chance of taking Shaman or Volcanic Hammer. In terms of just straight up red removal, we've got Chandra, really not that much, Crater Hylian. So I mean we could take a Volcanic Hammer, but I'd rather have Viridian Shaman here just as I don't know, more ways to remove artifacts and then pull get some red removal in the last pack if needed. It's not that hard to find removal in red, and it hasn't been cut off that hard, so it shouldn't be too difficult for us to pick it up later. And speaking of, we've also got an Indrik Stompowler, so our deck is not going to have any trouble at all taking care of artifacts or enchantments. We have the option, I guess, of picking up an Akroma's Vengeance. Not a terrible plan, considering that we have 2 mana fixers, plus we can get in there with more. So, at this point, I'm tempted just to go ahead and grab Akroma's Vengeance and play Naya. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Like I said, we don't have any problems with artifacts or enchantments. I'm not worried about that at all. And Azuran Orb was quite nice toward that last pick, so... Okay, so someone playing blue is going to be happy to get this Jace the Mind Sculptor. Alright, so here are our options. It essentially comes down to Demon Fire or Oran Viper. Even though we could take a Triskelion, but that's not really my thing. I do like Demon Fire because, like I was saying, we do need some more red removal, and I think Oran Viper is going to wheel because the blue, not blue, but green hasn't been cut off that hard. Well, it's been cut off hard on my side. I haven't been, the last few picks have demonstrated a lot of the green cards that wheel toward the end, so I'm probably one of the few people, if not the only person, playing heavy green. So I think the Viper will wheel anyway, and that's the only other card that we actually want from this pack. Besides possibly Triskelion, but not really, so Demon Fire is quite good. Alright, so we've got some more green cards. Lots of blue. Kokosho for black. And Broodmage Dragon for Jun, but unfortunately we're not playing those colors. So really the choices come down to like Kavu Titan, Blastoderm, Meyer Boa. Kavu Titan costs more than the Blastoderm and is more vulnerable, but it's more flexible, I suppose. I think, though, I'll just take the Blastoderm and hopefully that'll wheel. I'm not too interested, really, in the Myroboa, to be honest. I can do without that card. Ooh, okay. So, this is an interesting pack. We have the choice of some pretty sweet green cards like Harmonize, Wild Mongrel, but we've also got an Umizawa's Jite, and that card just is full of win. So I don't think we can pass it up in good conscience. So I'm going to take the Umizawa's Jite, hopefully get past the Harmonize again. Otherwise, I mean, it's not really that much left in this pack that I really am excited about. Skargan Firebird is not really the kind of card we want to play. It's kind of heavy red, and we're not playing too much red. So Harmonize would be ideal, but the GT is a very good card, and I'm really happy to pick that up. Okay, so this is quite an interesting pack. Anybody that knows me and has watched my cube videos before knows that I love playing with land tax. So more than likely that's going to be the pick in this pack. It's because not only does it work well with our deck, but also it's just a sweet, sweet card, and I'm planning on playing Naya at this point. But that said, there is a Baneslayer Angel, and anyone who also knows me knows that I have two twin loves, and that would be Land Tax and also any Angel. And Baneslayer Angel is one of those cards that really makes you want to play white. It's kind of weird that they got past this late. I guess nobody's playing white to my right. This is a tough pick. This is really tearing me apart. Baneslayer Angel is one of those cards that just lets you win, and I don't have that many ways to answer it, so it might be a good idea just to take it. I mean, I can kill an opposing land tax easily. How am I going to kill an opposing Baneslayer? I'm not precisely sure, just maybe using a Demon Fire. So, that said, I think it makes more sense to take up a Baneslayer because it works well on our deck. Well, it works in our deck. I'm not sure how well it's going to work. We'll find out later. But it's easier for me just to take it now and play it and use it to win as opposed to losing to it later on. The land tax obviously probably will not wheel, just because it is a good card. Despite the fact that I probably overvalue it, but what can I say? Alright, here I don't have a problem at all taking Arc Trail. It's a good removal card, and really does not... Then again, Cloud Thresher is quite good. And I have been undervaluing it, I admit. And it is what? It costs 6 for a 7/7 with Flash, Reach. The card just seems like a bomb. I guess I'll have to go ahead and take it. And like I said, red removal is not that hard to come by, so I keep saying that, so hopefully I'll be able to prove that right. Okay. So, I do want a Wild Coddle. I imagine, though, let's see, this is the 10th, there are 10 cards left in this pack, so it'll probably come back. These cards are all quite good, so I imagine I shouldn't have any problem getting the Wild Coddle back. Unless someone actually is playing my 3 colors, which I doubt. So, I'm going to take Kodama because it's just a strong card, and if someone doesn't have a way to remove something that has, well, it can't be targeted, it has Shroud, essentially, then it can just win you the game. So, I'm going to take Kodama and hopefully get past the Wild Coddle again. Alright, so this is interesting. Mirror Entity. I love that card. The problem is, there's also a Fertilid, and mana fixing I think will be pretty important in this deck, so just for consistency's sake, I'm going to take Fertilid and let someone else take the Mirror Entity, even though it really is one of my favorite cards in the cube. Such a good card, and I think it's undervalued, just the fact that it can make anything, just all of your little small creatures become overwhelmingly amazing, and just lets you win straight out. But Fertilid, just more consistent. It'll help me make sure I can play my Baneslayer England. Alright, so I have a couple options. Well, not that many options, I guess. I have a choice of Wall of Roots, Timbermare. I don't really like playing Jungle Lion. I can't block. Okay, that's what intercept means, I suppose. So 2-1 for one that can't block. I have that between Wall of Roots, Timbermare, Jungle Lion. Timbermare seems good, but not that good. I haven't been that impressed by Timbermare, to be perfectly honest. And Wall of Roots just seems like a stronger card overall. Well, it's hard to tell. I'm going to go ahead and take Wall of Roots. I don't really... The times I've played with Timbermare, I haven't been impressed. So maybe here I should just hate the Anka of Mishra because I don't really want anybody to play that against me. And there's not really anything else here I can really want to play. So the Anka is the only card I want to take out of there. Yeah, Brood Mage Dragon, even though I really like the card, can't play it. It's like I can take a Mire Bow, which might be good against if I play black, which I imagine I will. There's some pretty sweet black cards running around, so it's good to go ahead and grab that. Let's keep all those awesome blue cards. And so luckily we did get back a Harmonize. I think that card is, well, it's better than Wild Mongrel. Wild Mongrel is quite good. The problem is we're not playing like a reanimate deck, so there's not really anything we want to be discarding besides possibly the land tax. So here it just seems simpler. It makes more sense to go ahead and take a Harmonize. And here, let's go ahead and take a River Boa, that way we can have a good game against blue and black. And let's steal this reanimate card from somebody. Let's see. It looks like somebody might have taken the Wild Nacatl, so we're not going to end up with that card, surprisingly. Then again, it's still possible we could get it for this pick. I think it might be this pick, actually, that might be the Wild Nacatl. No. I'm actually kind of surprised. Somebody picked a Wild Nacatl before taking a dual land. No one's in white-black or black-red. That's a bit awkward. Go ahead and take the Blood Crypt, even though I don't really have any black cards I want to play. Except possibly Maelstrom Pulse. No, that's too greedy. That's far too greedy. Alright, well, here's the deck. I'm going to take it into Magic Online, start deck building, and then I'll play against play some matches of Magic Online against the other people in the cube. So, hope you enjoyed the draft, and I look forward to seeing you in the matches. Alright, well, welcome to deck building. So, let's go ahead and start pulling out cards we want. So, Green Sun Zenith for sure, Cloud Thresher is amazing. Balos, Kodama, Thornling, Plow Under, Acidic Slime, Harmonize, Colossus, Blastoderm, Elder, Hermit. Let's bring in the Hermit first. And the Vigilante should come in too, I guess. Elder, Eternal Witness, Fertilid, Cultivate, Rancor. That's full up. Okay, so let's bring in the Jite, just so we can have a 2-drop, I guess. And let's see, I like the Mirari's Wake. We've got room for a few more cards. Oh, okay. So we have a few options. I like the Sarkin Vol. Seems weird, though, to bring in just those for... I mean, we have a choice of adding 2 more cards, probably. So let's really take a look at what we want. Baneslayer Angel just seems good, but do we want to have a 2-costed card? That seems fine, but let's see. Demon Fire should probably go in. And let's see. Possibly Sundering Titan? And just kind of go with a mono green type deck. That seems a bit weak. And get like Crater Hellion possibly as a finisher there. It's a bit difficult to tell which way to go at this point. I like Chandra, I like Baneslayer. I think those could possibly just be sideboard cards, depending on what kind of nastiness we have going on here. Our curve is pretty low, so 16 lands might actually be enough, especially with the fixtures we've got. But then again, I don't want to be too choosy, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out the Sundering Titan. And I guess go with this. It seems okay. Let me look again at what we've got, make sure I'm not missing anything important. Not really anything that special. I like the Oxid Ridge, I like Chandra Nalara, I like the white cards here. I guess we can go any direction we want, depending on how our sideboard works out, but I think this is good enough to start with. I think I like Crater Hellion better than Vengeance, plus we've got more red than white anyway, so let's go ahead and pull out some lands from Scars. So we're going to want 17 land. So obviously mainly forests, and let's toss in the Jungle Shrine and the Temple Garden. So we've got a white source, 2 white sources, 1 red source. Let's add, a couple of mountains. Let's add a couple, I guess 1 plains is probably enough. So that's 16. Don't think we need more than 1 plains, to be honest. So another mountain, or possibly just more forests. I kind of like this having another forest. And see, that's 11 forests. Another mountain wouldn't hurt. Alright, so that looks fine to me. Don't need that much. So we've got, 4 red sources, 3 white sources, and then a whole lot of green. That should be sufficient. More than sufficient for this deck, so I'm going to go ahead and save this, and I will see you guys in the matches. Alright, so here we are in